We live in a world that's changing rapidly, a digital world with more possibilities than ever to create and communicate on a global scale. Advances in science and technology have changed the way we live and learn. And across most of Europe, we're going online at a younger age. In school, we're saying goodbye to books and hello to tablets, ditching blackboards for interactive whiteboards. But how much do we really know about the risks and opportunities of growing up in a digital world, and are we really making the most of it? I want to find out how we're using technology and how we can use it better. My first stop is Dublin Institute of Technology to meet Brian O'Neill. His latest research, released last week, shows that most 9 to 16-year-olds are now using mobile devices to access the web, and that they generally use it for entertainment. Social media sites like Facebook and Twitter are hugely popular, especially among older teens, but there are some things to remember if you sign up.
They have to be cautious about sharing information, revealing too much, about setting up a profile that may in fact have contact with others that you may not want to, or be exposed to other kinds of content that might not be suitable for younger users. So for all age groups, I think people have to be aware that their digital footprint is extensive and it's also persistent, so that once you post something, it tends to go out there, and it is not just on the platform itself, but it can be anywhere else.
These pupils are practicing their skills of logic, completing online Sudoku puzzles.
But the risks involved haven't put young people off using the web. Although Brian's research shows most children use the internet from home, some schools are incorporating technology into the classroom.
What does technology in the classroom mean to you?
To encourage more teachers and students to do the same, the Irish telecoms giant Eircom set up the Junior Spider Awards in 2009. I'm off to pay their headquarters a visit and meet some of the competition's previous winners, and to speak to Lisa Comerford, the chair of this year's judging panel. How important do you think technology skills are for children?
I think they're hugely important. They provide a foundation for understanding how everything works, and a lot of the research that we do would show the increasing importance of having access and always being on and available to data.
So tell me, what do you look for in an entry, and what kind of entries do you get?
We're looking for people who have blogs, who have Twitter accounts, who've established really interesting websites for both educational and entertainment purposes. And this year we have a new category, which is a new digital game.
Leroy Cheng and Kobe Fitzgerald are previous winners. Kobe, tell me about the website that you built.
Okay, so it's basically based on sports and exercising, that kind of thing. That's what I really enjoy doing. So I decided to kind of build it, but in Irish, because I love Irish as well.
And Leroy, you built your own website as well. Tell me a bit about that.
So geekacomedy.com was an extension of what I'd done prior, which was making YouTube videos.
Here's my review of the Apple iPhone 5.
So I kind of wanted one central place all my followers, fans and viewers could go and get all the latest content at once.
So what do you think the importance of technology is, and do you think we're using it to its full potential?
I think right now, with the technology we have, especially in schools and education, we're not using it to its full potential. You see all these kids today creating websites and making apps, so it's a crime that it's not in schools.
There's no classes for that kind of thing, and it does kind of creativity. If you're a creative person, it kind of nurtures that side of you, and it's like kind of a smart, creative kind of thing, because you have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to use the computer, use the internet, but it's also quite artistic as well. Like, I draw it on my pages before I do them, and I think that helps.
Although a short course in coding will be an option as part of the junior cycle in secondary schools from next year, many children are already learning the skills they need to make their own apps in clubs springing up around the country. Take Coder Dojo. It has 118 clubs in Ireland, with almost 4,000 children and young people involved. Back in 2012, we met one young computer programmer on News Today. By the age of 12, Jordan Casey from County Waterford had already created 3 different games and was quickly becoming a regular at tech conferences around the world. Since then, he's appeared on Junior Dragon's Den.
I'm a 13-year-old self-taught programmer from Waterford. In January 2012, I founded Casey Games, and in November 2012, it became a private limited company.
And now, aged 14, he's got no intention of stopping. Time to make a call and find out what he's doing now. Hey Jordan, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Tell me, what have you been up to since the last time we were speaking?
Well, I've done quite a lot in the last year. I've started another company. It's an app for, it's called Teachware. It's an app for teachers to manage all their students' information in the cloud. So you could log onto the website and you can manage attendance, profiles and things like exams. I launched it in October at the Web Summit in the RDS, and since then I have 100 primary school teachers all over the world using it.
Jordan, do you think it would be a good idea for other children to learn how to code?
Yeah, I think technology and coding in particular would be really good in schools. There's a lot of programming jobs in Ireland, but not a lot of them are being filled because I don't think a lot of people or kids are getting into programming because they wouldn't be familiar with it.
So Jordan's clearly already well on his way to making a living from what began as a hobby. It may seem like a long way off now, but in a few short years you may be looking for a job, and the tech skills you learn today will certainly help you then. My final stop is to Dublin's Digital Exchange to meet Ivan Adriel. Growing up in Brazil, he began playing with computers when he was just 6 years old. And when he was 11, he started a website for fans of Harry Potter. Today he works in a digital marketing company in Dublin City.
There was no Harry Potter website for the Brazilian community to discuss in detail their passion for the series. So I decided to create my own website. We got a massive community around it.
Do you have any advice for children who might be thinking of making their own websites and eventually making a career out of it like you did?
Find something you love, invest your time on it because it's going to be fun anyway, and you'll find all the content and information that you need online, and you'll find really helpful people all across boards and websites, and try to get some volunteer work and you'll succeed in this career.
Growing up in a digital world does have its risks. We need to be careful about how we use the internet and what information we share. But that shouldn't stop us taking advantage of the opportunities technology presents. If we follow some simple rules and can learn to connect and create more cleverly, we can shape the future and maybe make this digital world a better place for everyone.